Welcome to Rita's Kitchen. Today we're going to be doing stuffed tomatoes. But first thing first, in Rita's Kitchen, what must you do? Wash your hands. Okay, so now that you guys know we're in Rita's Kitchen, first thing first, what do? Wash our hands. First, you want to dab a little soap, lather them up, go up your arm a bit, back down your hands, in between your fingers. Make sure you get up under those nail beds, because what you're doing is capturing all germs before working with anybody's food. If that don't work, do the happy birthday song once, or 5, 10, 15, or even 20 seconds will do. Okay, I'm back. My hands are clean. Let's get started on this simple but delicious dish. First thing you're going to need for these stuffed tomatoes, we're doing 2 different kinds. First kind is going to be Parmesan, basil, and the guts of the tomato stuffed back inside the tomato. The next one is going to be a turkey Italian sausage, Parmesan cheese, mozzarella, and a Romano's, and everything else playing along with it. So first thing you want to do for these stuffed tomatoes is actually start off by coring your tomatoes. You're going to need to actually have your tomato look like this. This is your end result of a cored tomato and scooped out. So I have a tomato here. You want to have you a paring knife. If you don't have a paring knife, you can use whatever you have if you're great with a knife. You want to put it on the side, and you want to make an insert in the tomato and go around. Move the tomato as you cut. And by this being a actual stuffed tomato, you want your core to be bigger than usual, because you got to clean your tomato out. So that's a nicely cored tomato. Then we're going to move on to the melon baller. A melon baller is pretty much a tool that actually makes balls out of fruits. So you're going to go inside and just go around, and it's actually going to make a ball, and you want to keep going until you clean it completely out. And again, this is what the look you're looking for your tomato. That's what your stuffing is going inside. So now what we're going to do, we're going to actually bring these tomatoes back here, sit them on the cutting board, use this bowl for a mixing bowl. Now what we're going to do, we're going to do the actual Parmesan and basil and tomato, the little salt and pepper concoction to go back in your tomatoes. That's the first one we're going to do. So you want to take your shaved Parmesan cheese, shake it in the bowl, and we're doing 2 of those and 3 of the meat ones. So I'm going to take this mozzarella shredded cheese, put some of that in the bowl. Then let's go with the minced garlic. Go with like a 1/2 of a tablespoon. Then we have some Parmesan, Asiago, and Romano powder cheese. You want to shake some of that in there. You want to add you a little pepper. Just a dot of salt, because cheese is already salty. Then you want to add a little bit of olive oil. Then the guts of the tomatoes, you are actually going to add it to the cheese. Then you're going to go over here and get some of your fresh basil. Roll it down. Then you can just take your little paring knife and cut it really small. And I know you guys see that stem, but I like stems. More flavor. And that's going to be a burst of flavor playing around on your palate. And put that in there. So now, remove that melon water to the side. And it got to get a little messy, so I don't feel like my hands getting messy, so I'm going to put me on some gloves. But before actually getting messy, what we're going to do, so we won't have to do it, I have a little bowl, a little bit of this olive oil, and I'm just going to grease the side. Just put one side in there, and then take your glove and just rub it. And that's going to help it become tender. And then you'll probably have enough on your glove where you could just do the rest of them, because it don't take much at all. And if you want to, you can dash this with a little salt, with a little seasoning on the outsides. Me personally, I don't feel like we need it because we have a lot going on the inside. And again, you don't have to overdo nothing to do it. So as you see, that's how you want your mix to look. That's going to be some good stuff. So since I already have a glove on, I can just stuff it. And you want it to pretty much overflow. I mean, it is a stuffed tomato, so go big. Pretty much. That's what you're looking for. I have my little cooking sheet, my little cookie sheet. And they're going to sit up like that. I'll show you guys in a sec. Then you're going to proceed on stuffing your next one. And that's a lot of cheese and goodness. And just take your glove and clean that outside up pretty good. Sit it right there. And you might have to use them for leverage to sit against each other, which is fine. Just play with it till you get it sturdy. And another thing I could have showed you guys how to do. You know, I don't like messy, but I'll clean it. You could have just took a little piece of the butt off. And that way when you sit it up, it just sit like that. Okay. So now we're going to get started with this next mixture, which is the turkey Italian sausage, the mozzarella cheese. You want that really, really cheesy. Of course, there's some meat going on there. That shaved Parmesan. A little bit of that minced garlic. Powdered cheese, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and we're going to get some fresh basil again, roll it down, Excuse the messiness. Be back with you in a sec. I cannot work with this knife like this, so I have to rinse it off. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and add this basil. Cut it down really small. Mix it in there. Then we're gonna add a dot of that little olive oil. I've already put the powdered cheese and everything else that goes in there. So now we're gonna get messy again. Mix everything together. Okay. And you just want to go about stuffing it. Put as much as you can, and it's okay if it overflows. That's what you're looking for. It's okay if they're messy. Next. And don't forget, if I didn't speak on it, you want to make sure you brown your Italian sausage or whatever type of meat you're going to use to stuff it with first. Because these are going to take every bit of probably 15 minutes or so in the oven. It don't take long. So that's pretty much what you're looking for. And I have some mix left over, and that's fine. So we're going to pop these babies in the oven for about 15 minutes. At least, at most 20. And then we're going to put these babies over a bed of butter and garlic spaghetti. And we're going to dig in and have a great dinner for tonight. Be back with the final plate. Duo stuffed tomatoes. Voila.